walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them.
He's a man. He can be hit just like us. He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there.
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like.
Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready! And let's go to that! And let's go to that! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nope, game's not over. Just getting started right here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, broadcasting live on several social media platforms, none less important than Roku TV, courtesy of BS3. I'm pointing in the wrong direction, courtesy of BS3. So I want to appreciate Ben Sutter III and all the good folks at the BS3 TV network for allowing us to hang out with them on Roku. All right, Talk Your Team Tuesday. You know me. I had to come in for this one today, especially after the Golden State Warriors got within one game of winning another NBA championship, and they are that close. One more win, and they get them another chip. And I tell you, man, I don't know what got into Boston last night as they lost 104-94 in a game they had to have, a game that they had to have. They had home court advantage when they won game one. They ended up not being able to defend their home court in Boston, and then they lost home court advantage last night in San Francisco in Game 5. And now it's as simple as this: win or stay home. Win or stay home in Boston, and that will be tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night or is it Thursday? Let me look, because, you know, they got this weird NBA schedule, and, yeah, it's Thursday night. It's Thursday night. At 8 o'clock Central. And man, boy, Boston just picked the wrong night to go cold, to look tired, to not be as physical as they've been, to not be as defensive as they've been. And they let, of all people, Andrew Wiggins go off. And he did. He went off on both ends of the court. So, you know, Golden State doing what they need to do in order to win another chip. I didn't think that this would be the case right now. I didn't expect Boston to win 4-1 or 4-2. I always expected it was going to go 7 games, but I thought Boston would be up at this point in the series. In fact, one of my colleagues, let me see if I can find him on Twitter. I want to give him credit. I think he said it better. He said it the way that I was feeling it, but I couldn't articulate it. Let me see if I can find his comments. Hang on. Keep looking. Stay right there. I've been liking a whole lot of stuff, so I might not be able to find it quickly, but y'all stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Looking. Okay, here we go. Damian Adams from The Real Deal with DA. Damian Adams from The Real Deal with DA on Twitter. If you're not following him, please do. Great follow. He said, my pick of the Celtics in 6 was wrong, not because the Warriors are better, but because the Celtics don't know that they are the better team. And I thought that was very well put. That's how I feel it's going down. Boston, to me, is the better team. They don't play like it. They're not playing like it. They're not playing like they are the better team. And I'm really wondering if the young guys of Tatum and Tatum and Brown still need a little bit more time in the oven before they're ready to be called mature and take that next step in their NBA careers. But right now it's looking like Golden State has found their mojo and that they're going to pull this thing in. Again, one more win and it's over. So it's Talk Your Team Tuesday. If you want to get in, hit me up. Let me know what you think. You can put your comments right here in the thread. Keith Hennig, big shout out to you, brother. Feels like it's been a long time since we chatted. But anyway, thanks for always being who you are. If you're on one of the other social media platforms, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Roku, if you're on FireTV, go ahead and drop your comments and let me hear what you got to say. You can always text me at 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. I'll read your text messages on the air, or you can email me, aj@jonesmediaandentertainment, aj@jonesmediaandentertainment, and I'll read your comments there as well. So go ahead and hit me up. It's Talk Your Team Tuesday. We want to talk about your teams. Keith Hennig says it has been good. It has been good to see you. Yeah, man, I just feel like I've been running, doing all these different things, a lot happening in every area of my life, and all of it requires my undivided attention. So if I have not been as available as I've been in the past, or you haven't seen me as much as you've seen me in the past, charge it to my head, not my heart. Just got a lot of things that I got to take care of. Big shout out to Coach Johnny Cole and the HBCU Stroll. Man, that thing is really picking up. He's got some great guests. Had the legendary hottest coach in women's college basketball on a couple of weeks ago, Tamika Reed out of Jackson State. And then he had some real good coaches on, defense coordinator from Grambling and defensive coordinator from Morehouse on this past Monday. And again, the numbers are just going higher and higher. So if you're interested in doing your own show, or you know somebody who has a great show that they'd like to get on the air, I've got some slots available on the lunch break. I keep telling you, I'm trying to do less of me and more of other people. So if somebody wants to do Talk Your Team Tuesday, if somebody wants to do Winning Wednesday, if Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, wants to take over Throwback Thursday, it can happen. It can happen. Keith Hennig, we need a Keith Hennig show. You know, killing it with Keith. That's what we need. So get at me, and we can make that happen. All right. So Boston, win or stay home. What they gonna do? I put that in the comments today. Boston, what you gonna do? I heard one of the folks on Stephen A. Smith's show says he's going with Boston to win the series, but he doesn't think Boston's gonna win another game. What? Man, sometimes we're so smart, we're dumb. I don't know. What do you think? Is Boston done? Keith Hennig says dubs and 7. So that means Boston wins game 6 and Golden State Warriors win game 7 at home. What's interesting is Jason Tatum is 4-1 in game 7s. Jason Tatum has a 4-1 record in game 7s. Now, I hate when they put that on one player because, hadn't Brown been with Jason Tatum for all the game 7s, or did Brown come in a year after Tatum did? I'm not sure. But anyway, that being said, the only loss that he had in a game 7 was against none other than LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals when LeBron was still at Cleveland. That's what really turned me off on Brad Stevens, because they were up. I want to say they were up by 7 late in that game. And when I say late, I mean in the closing minutes of the game. And, they went on this 3-point shooting barrage, and they allowed Cleveland to come all the way back and win that game 7. And Brad Stevens didn't call any timeouts. He didn't try and get his team together. He didn't use TV timeouts. He just let it go and just had that look on his face like, oh, we got beat by LeBron James and the Cleveland Browns. It's like, bro, That's your job. Your job is to call timeout and say, listen, stop at the threes. Let's just get some good shots and the open shot available. Take it. If we hit it, great. If we don't, at least we got a good shot. But he didn't do that. And so apparently that was Jason Tatum's only loss in a game 7. Keith Hennig, can you please explain how Steph is not making a three-pointer and still hung 43 on the Celtics? Let me go back to that. Let's go over and look at that game, Keith. Good question, good point. Monday night, box score, Steph Curry. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Monday night. It was the Friday night game. The Friday night game, box score, Steph Curry, 43 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, but he did hit 7 out of 14 three-pointers. He did hit 7 out of 14. So that wasn't the night that he didn't really hit threes. On that 43-point night, he hit 7 out of 14. He hit 50% from three-point land. What's interesting to me is how he didn't play exceptionally well last night, and Boston could not take advantage of that. Last night, box score, Steph Curry last night, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and he was 0 for 9 from 3, and Boston couldn't win that game. That's on Boston. That's on Boston. I guess we can give some credit to the Golden State defense, but that's on Boston. That's on Boston. Hey, y'all stay right there. Let me take a quick break. Let me get some of these sponsors on real quick, and then we will be right back with more right after this on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment.
Hey, everybody. We have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were going to sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out. Ah!
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, they told you that the Cinematic Affair was going to be sold out, and sure enough, it is. Now, mind you, it's a 3-night event, so you can still be a part of the business social on Friday night, and you can still be a part of the brunch with the cast and the directors and the writers on Sunday. What's sold out is the red carpet event and the premiere of all 3 of the movies on Saturday. That's what's sold out. So you can still be there for the Friday night thing. You can still be there for the Saturday brunch. So go to thecinematicafair.com, thecinematicafair.com. Get your tickets that are still left. But the Saturday event for the premiere of the 3 movies, that one of which I'm in, called Soulmates, and the red carpet event, all that's sold out. So we told you. So again, we've been pumping it hard, and it's time to get ready, man. July 16th can't come soon enough. CJ, where you been? CJ, what are you doing, CJ? CJ, we low-key miss you, man. We low-key miss you. You doing all right? CJ, you need to call in. You need to call in and let folks hear your voice. CJ, 832-403-5005. 832-403-5005. Nobody but CJ. CJ, call in and let everybody hear your voice. I've had more people asking me about, where's CJ? Where's CJ? So call me, 832-403-5005. Let us hear your voice and hear that you are okay. All right. All right. So Steve Kerr says that the Celtics are that the Golden State Warriors are going to finish this off in Boston. Steve Kerr says we're going to get this in Boston. We're going to finish this in Boston. That's what he said after last night's game. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that's that bulletin board material. I don't know how much that really matters in professional sports, but that's definitely bulletin board material. I can see Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown and even Al Horford, Williams, both Williams brothers. They're not brothers. Both of the Williams players for the Celtics. I can see them getting fired up about that. They need to motivate themselves with whatever they can motivate themselves with. If that's what gets them on fire to get them a Game 6 win, it's win or stay home. So I love when coaches and people get out there and guarantee a victory. First of all, what do you want them to say? They're not going to say, oh, yeah, we're going to lose it in Boston, and then we're going to come home, and then hopefully we'll win it there. That's just not how it happens. There's some people that try that. And what do? Y'all murder them. Y'all kill them and say, oh, yeah, they're being, he's just being polite, da-da-da-da-da. I like it when they put it out there. Steve Kerr, say it with your chest. Say it like you mean it. You about that life, then say it. We'll see. We'll see if they can wrap it up. If I'm Boston, you ain't going to win it on my home court. I don't care. on everything I love, you're not going to win that one on my home court. And I know that he's suffering from some injuries, and it's not an excuse. I'm not making excuses for Jason Tatum. But if there is a breakout game in store for Jason Tatum, it needs to be in this Game 6. And I say that because you don't get to a Game 7 if you don't win Game 6. So the Celtics can't wait for a breakout game from Jason Tatum in Game 7 when they got to win Game 6 to get to Game 7. It'd be different if they were up 3-2. Tatum could theoretically have an off night and end up losing in Boston, and then they can come back and win it in Game 7 in San Francisco. That's not the case. They're down 3-2. So whatever best game that Jason Tatum has in him left, it's got to happen. It's got to happen Thursday night. Got to happen Thursday night. I got a question for you before I take my next break. Do you like, I think she actually called. Hold on, let me see. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
This is CJ.
CJ. Where you been? You done turned into Todd.
I am in my hometown of Natchez, Mississippi, looking after my sister and brother-in-law. That's not the right word. Looking after is not the right word because they're really quite self-sufficient, but they're like 85 and 77. My sister has a few issues. Mm-hmm. My brother-in-law is 85, and I'm just here making sure they're okay.
Well, it's good to hear your voice because when I tell you, a lot of people have been asking me about you. So Sister Bobby Gordon asked me about you. Brigitte from our class asked me about you, and several other people asked me about you.
Well, that is very good to hear. And I want to come back to class, but I have to be prepared.
Yeah, you got to be prepared because tell them I don't play when it comes to that class, do I?
You do not play. Period.
That's all you got to say. Say it with your chest. Say it like you mean it.
I mean it.
But it makes you better though, doesn't it? Doesn't it make you better?
It does make you better, and it makes you study appropriately.
There you go. There you go. And that, at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to make sure that our effort is not in vain, that we don't scratch the surface, because you can not get up at 0:00 in the morning and be in class and be shallow. If you go get up at that hour of the day and be trying to dive deeper, we got to go.
I was just gonna say that word, deeper. You put a whole nother meaning on the word deeper.
Yeah. Well, hey, it pays off. It pays off.
It does pay off.
All right. So, what do you tell me something about this NBA final? Who gonna win these finals?
I don't watch that basketball.
I have a feeling you a low key Golden State fan because of them little pretty boys they got on their team. I think you like Steph Curry. I think you like Klay Thompson. I'm not gonna talk about their skin complexion or anything like that, but I think you like them little pretty boys.
I don't know nothing about basketball. I'm an NFL girl. I started with the lunch break watching NFL, and that's me. I cannot wait.
You know what's funny is you had a chance to be in that top 6 in the lunch break, keeping up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. And then you fell off the map, CJ. How do you not send your picks in on the last week?
I don't know. And I don't know what was going on with me that week, but yeah, I did. I missed out on that. But I did. Hey, I did win twice.
I know, but I'm just saying you could have been competing for $500. One thing I know, you would have beat Keith Hennig in that for that $500 because Keith had a horrible playoffs.
Keith is my guy.
Yeah.
He is wonderful and so funny.
Yeah, he just hit you with a "Hey CJ!" exclamation point. So your guy is shouting out to you.
Hey Keith.
You're so funny. So when you coming back to Houston?
I want to come back in July, but it might be August. It just depends. Apartments are ridiculously priced now everywhere.
Tell me something I don't know.
So hopefully July.
All right. Now listen, don't find your way to Vegas. I done met a bunch of people from Vegas.
That's where all of my family is, in Vegas, all my kids.
I gave blood on Sunday, and the young lady that took my blood was from Vegas, and she told me she was in Houston because she had to get out of Vegas.
Why she have to get out of Vegas?
She said things were better for her in here in Houston.
They probably are. My daughter, my youngest daughter, lived in Houston, and she just said the same thing to me. She said, "Mama, when you go back to Texas, I'm going to come back to Texas as well." But I kind of want to see her stay in Vegas with her dad.
Why? CJ, look, we all in your business. Why for?
I know, right? But it's okay, because I know you coming from a good place.
Yeah, I am.
Because I just feel she's safer there with him, grounded or something. I don't know. It's just something I'm feeling. And she did very well in Houston when she was there. It's just me. It's that mama thing.
Okay. Well, mamas know best. They say mamas know best.
What you say?
They say mamas know best.
Mamas know best. Well, sometimes we do. We're gonna be honest. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we miss the mark. But generally, we do.
All right, so who's your football team? You say you love football. Who's your football team? Natchez, Mississippi don't have no football team. So who's your football team?
Natchez does not. Well, I'm kind of stuck on the Bears.
Oh my gosh.
I know, but I like them. My second favorite though is
the Saints. Come on, say it.
Green Bay Packers.
Oh gosh.
Who are you thinking?
Oh man. My head just started hurting.
Don't let your head hurt.
My head just started hurting. I don't like Green Bay, especially don't like that quarterback up in Green Bay. He is the biggest drama king in the world. I ain't never seen nobody have that much self-inflicted drama as him.
That's true. I want to ask you something now. I'm not going to remember the name because I don't know football names and all that stuff.
All right.
But there was a guy from Alcorn who was drafted by, I think it's the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. He's from Alcorn.
I got to look it up because I did have where all the HBCU guys went, so I have to look that one up.
Yeah, he was. So I might have to switch that.
Okay.
Just because he's from Alcorn. Okay. I think that's where he went.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. You know I'm gonna find out for you. And you still rocking with Alcorn for the SWAC?
Absolutely. I'm an Illuminati. You know, I never say that word right.
You Illuminati? You Illuminati?
No, Lord Jesus, no.
We got CJ joining us on the JM&E hotline. And all right, so let me give you my SWAC rankings right now. Here you go. Okay. Jackson State, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
FAMU, number 2. Who you think I got at number 3?
You probably have Southern or Grambling.
I got Alcorn.
Get out of here. Really?
I got Alcorn at number 3. I got Alabama A&M number 4, Prairie View number 5, Southern number 6, Alabama State 7, Grambling 8, Mississippi Valley 9, Texas Southern 10, Bethune, and then Pine Bluff.
I'm so proud of you. You're finally waking up about Alcorn.
I know, because a couple of years ago I started them at 5th, and they proved me wrong.
We have a tendency to do that.
Well, I got to give Coach McNair some credit. He has found a way to make some noise over there at Alcorn. So I got him number 3. We'll see how they finish up.
Yep. They'll do well. And, Jackson State is going to do well as well.
Well, now that I've got this TV format, I might get a crew and head on down there to Alcorn and see if I can't take in a game live down there.
Oh, you should. You most definitely should. It will be an experience that you will not forget, for real.
We really should take a SWAC tour and try to do at least a game or 2 each season from a different SWAC stadium.
Oh, wow. That would be good.
But I might need to leave that for Coach Cole because, that HBCU Stroll, boy, that show is taking off. That is one of the highest rated shows on my network.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Mm-hmm. I think
you guys should have that discussion about going to Alcorn, but you got to come too.
Okay.
You have to come.
All right. Well, look, let's find a place to set it up and get that done. Now, I got to do that before you leave, though.
Yes, you do.
Because you'll have me down there by myself, CJ.
I will never do that. No, indeed.
All right. All right.
I'd have the whole Christian class coming at me talking about you encourage the pastor to come and you weren't even there.
See, and I'm gonna act like I'm the victim too the whole time. All right, CJ, you be safe. Thanks for calling in.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Bye, kids. Bye.
Y'all funny. Bye. CJ and Keith got a thing going on. Look, I'm about to be messy. CJ and Keith got a thing going on. So anyway, it's just good to hear her voice. A lot of folks literally have been asking me about her. She did do extremely well in the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. But if you have not been following us for the last couple of years, you have a cutoff time. You have a cutoff time that you have to get your games in. That way it's fair. Nobody waits until a game starts or finds out about, an injury or something like that and then changes their picks. So there's a cutoff time before you have to have your picks in. And she missed that last week's cutoff time and was unable to make it into that top 6. She had that spot. And I think Keith Hennick, Keith, I think you were ahead of her the whole time. But anyway, long story short, she missed the top 6 because of missing that final week. So y'all be listening. We're going to get that going. I've talked to Milo. I've talked to Big Mike. We'll check out Ferdinand, see what he's doing. And we'll try and get, our picks in for the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. All right, let me hit some commercials. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Hey everybody, we have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were gonna sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out. Ah!
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, broadcasting live on multiple social media platforms, none less important than Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. So thank you, Ben Sutter III, and all the good folks over at BS3 TV for letting the lunch break hang out with you. All right, real quick, and I don't want to talk about this topic, but on Talk Your Team Tuesday, it's also Talk Your Player Tuesday. And we got to talk about Deshaun Watson, former quarterback with the Houston Texans, now with the Cleveland Browns. And according to the attorney that is representing all of the women who have filed civil lawsuits against the quarterback alleging sexual misconduct, 2 more women will be filing lawsuits this week. So that will bring the number up to 26 women. 26 women. 2 women filed, additional women filed last week, and now 2 more women are expected to file this week. And according to that attorney, whose name I'm just not going to say because y'all don't know what we know about him here. You know, you only get limited sound with all the different things going on in the world with this January 6th council, with what happened in Uvalde. And I'm going to keep talking about what happened in Buffalo with what's going over in Ukraine, you know, midterm elections. You can't get all the extended stories about, you know, all the backstories to this situation going on. But, you know, here in Houston, we get a whole lot more of the details than you might get on a national basis. And this attorney, man, again, I'm not minimizing the women. Y'all stop that because y'all love to put words in people's mouth. Yeah, but what about da 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 da? What I'm saying is this: how? All the attorneys in the world, how do all 24, now soon to be 26 of them, find this one attorney? It wasn't a class action lawsuit. And there's a certain thing in the legal field called ambulance chasing, where you're not allowed to reach out and initiate contact with a potential client. So according to this attorney, one of the new soon-to-be people to file a lawsuit saw the HBO special and reached out to them. And then the other supposedly now reached out through her own attorney in Georgia. And through that attorney, now she will be filing her civil lawsuit this week sometime. I want every woman that has been sexually assaulted or been a victim of sexual misconduct to get all the justice that they can get, all the justice. And in civil lawsuits, it's financial. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to go to jail for whatever they settle or decide in the civil lawsuit. I don't know, man. I don't know. And again, I'm not talking about the charge. I'm talking about the attorney. I almost feel like the women will not get the justice that they deserve by going through this one attorney. I just don't. I don't. Keith Hennig said Rusty Hardin is an ambulance chaser extraordinaire. Now, Hardin is the defense attorney for Deshaun Watson, And that's not something that has not been said about him in the past, that he himself is an ambulance chaser. I will say this, man, choosing my words carefully, two of the most questionable attorneys in the city are going at each other in these cases. Man. And listen, some of y'all thought Ben Crump was a problem. Y'all ain't seen nothing with these two attorneys. So all that said, the number is now soon going to be up to 26. The question then becomes, what does the NFL do? They have not said anything. There have been published reports that their interviews with the quarterback, with the team, and with the immediate principals have been completed. So the expectation was that there would be a ruling. Hadn't been. The NFL has been inexplicably quiet. Now, one could say that they've been quiet because they knew more cases were going to be filed, civil cases were going to be filed. So that could be it. And if that's it, that's fair. That's the right thing to do. You wait till all the evidence comes in, see if there's anything new in these new filings that you were not aware of before. And then you go from there. I'm starting to think that the NFL might and possibly should at least shut him down for an entire season. That's what I'm starting to think, that the NFL should at least shut him down for the entire season, whether it be on the commissioner's exempt list, whether it be a full 17-game suspension. I'm starting to think that might be the right way to go. And then let the civil cases play out. Whether they go to trial, whether they get settled, whatever the case may be. But I'm starting to think, how can you let him take the field and new cases are popping up? I know it doesn't seem fair. I know we're innocent until proven guilty. I see. In fact, Keith said it. Why? Innocent until proven otherwise. Again, it's just a feeling. I got zero legalese. In fact, I probably need to get an attorney on here now that more cases are coming out, and see if that changes, the landscape. But just my personal, my gut feeling, if I were Roger Goodell, I would start bringing in Harden and Deshaun and his agent and the brass at Cleveland, and start sharing with them the possibility of that being the case. I would. I'm not saying I'm smarter than Goodell. I'm not saying that I know more than Goodell. All I'm saying is it just feels like that's the best way to go. I know there are people out there that want Cleveland to revoke his contract and all that kind of stuff. The last report I read from a reputable source in Cleveland, the Browns are not thinking about doing that. Cleveland is not thinking about doing that. So, here we are. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. There are other people doing other things that I don't like and I don't agree with and feel like they should be, in some way incarcerated or, convicted or charged or whatever the case may be. But yet here we are. So right now, I think really all eyes should not be on the number of women that are filing. I really don't. I think that, from a football perspective, all eyes should be on the NFL. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? From the legal standpoint, all eyes should be on the civil lawsuits and how many women have filed, and that one should be independent of the other. And that's why I hate that they're all tied up together with this one attorney. One should be independent of the other. If they're 26 and one of them suffered sexual misconduct, then guess what? She should get her fair day of justice. If all 26, definitely all 26. But if a judge rules based on the evidence that 25 of them were not warranted, but that one was, I would hate for her to miss out on her day of justice because she's all wrapped up in the presentation of evidence by one attorney trying to get 26 different paydays. Just my 2 cents. Let me take a break. Be right back. Amy Boucher, Claire Castro, Johnson, Smith, Barney Green, Jones III. What's up? Long time no talk to. All right, let me take a break. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Hey everybody, we have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were gonna sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
All right, back here on the lunch break, powered by Jones Media and Entertainment, or affectionately known as JM&E, and rocking on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. Good people. Glad to be in the family. In fact, I didn't get a chance to do what I normally do. Y'all stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. And check out my dude, King Doc, host, one of the hosts of Queen 3 and King podcast, which will be blowing it up again later on tonight at 7 o'clock on Roku TV. Be sure and check it out. It's gonna be a baddie. It's gonna be a baddie. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Big Mike. All right, Amy, Claire, Boucher, Castro, Smith, Barney, Johnson, Jones III. Big shout out to you, Amy. I'm gonna tie what I'm going to say in with you with a text message I got from Maddie S. Maddie S, not to be confused with Maddie I, says, AJ, your hate for my Packers is funny. Who in the world do you think is going to win the NFC? And then he wanted my breakdown by division. So I'll accept that challenge. Let me go to the divisions, and I will start in the NFC North. Last year, your team went 13-4. Year before that, they went 13-4. I dare say they probably going to win 12 or 13 again. And I've got them winning the NFC North. So that makes them a playoff team. So pretty much like you see it right now, I think it's going to go down. I think Green Bay is going to win the NFC North with 12 or 13 wins. Vikings are going to be right about, 8, 7, 8, 9 wins. The Bears, though, I think are going to make the biggest jump in the division. I don't know if they're going to get over Minnesota this season, but I definitely think they will get over them next season. Not if it ain't this season, it'll be next season. But let me tell you something. I got the Bears. They won 6 games last year. I got them winning 8, 9 games this year. 8, 9 games this year. And I mean that. Lions, po-ting-ting. They got 3 wins last year. Thank God for the 3. You might get 4 this year. All right. So again, Green Bay, Minnesota, Bears, Lions. All right. Let me stay in the NFC. NFC East. Last season it was the Cowboys at 12-5, Eagles at 9-8, Commanders at 7-10. Trash organization. Yeah. Defensive coordinator, trash. Dumb, stupid comments, and for all the people, oh, First Amendment rights. Shut your mouth. You work for a private company. You ran your mouth and you suffered consequences. He didn't go to jail. He didn't get charged with a crime. He suffered consequences for running his mouth. So I'm not a fan. And say what you want to say about me. I'm not a liberal. I'm an independent. And I think both sides can be dumb as heck sometimes. But anyway. And then Giants 4-13. I think you'll get pretty much the same thing. Probably going to get 12 wins out of the Cowboys. Probably going to get 10 wins out of the Eagles. Commanders are going to be somewhere 6, 7, 8. And Giants going to be 4, 5. All right. So then you go down to the NFC South. Again, looks pretty much like I think it's going to be this year. Tampa Bay 13-4 last year. Saints 9-8. Falcons 7-10. And Carolina 5-12. I think you're looking at a Buccaneers team that's probably going to win 12 games. You're looking at a Saints team that's probably going to win 8, 9, or 10. You're looking at a Falcons team that's probably going to win 7. And you're looking at a Panthers team that'll be in the 5, 6 win category, pretty much. All right, this is the division where it's just going to go down. It's just going to go down. Every night is going to be like, Raw. It's just going to be WWE Raw. The Rams, Cardinals, 49ers, Seattle. Here's how it's going to go down for me. 12, 13 wins for the Rams. Probably going to get 11 wins out of Seattle. Out of San Francisco. Please forgive me. San Francisco. Heck with Seattle. San Francisco probably going to give you 11 wins. You'll probably get about 9 or 10 wins out of the Cardinals, and Seattle's going to be putrid. Seattle's going to be putrid. So let me just give them to you. I got Cowboys winning the NFC East, Green Bay winning the NFC North, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the NFC South, and the Rams winning the NFC West. As far as Final Four in the playoffs, I've already said it's going to be Cowboys, it's going to be Tampa Bay, it's going to be the Rams and 49ers. That's where Matty S. I think that the 49ers are going to fare better in the playoffs than Green Bay. Amy, thank you. I love you. First Amendment is freedom of speech, not freedom of consequences of your speech. First Amendment means that the government can't persecute you, doesn't mean others won't. And that's the bottom line. If you are not smart enough to know what the First Amendment or Second Amendment actually says, then stop quoting it. It's like the person that can't say a certain word, but it becomes their favorite word. If you're not smart enough to know that his First Amendment rights weren't violated, then get out of the argument. You're in a battle of wits and you're the unarmed person. So anyway, Keith Hennick said Seattle might have Baker. They will be putrid. Even if they don't have him, even if they do, they will be putrid. All right, let's go to the AFC. Matty S got me going. All right, AFC East, pretty much what you see right there. Buffalo 11-6, New England 10-7, Dolphins 9-8, Jets 4-13. I've got Buffalo with 12, 13 wins this season. I feel like New England's going to run into a sophomore slump with their quarterback, so 9, 10 wins, somewhere right around there. Dolphins will probably be in that 8 to 9 range, and the Jets might win 2 more games. I got them at 6-11. 6-11 for the Jets. All right, AFC North. That's where the biggest change is going to come from me. Biggest change is going to come. Cincinnati was 10-7, Steelers 9-7-1, Browns 8-9, and Ravens 8-9. I see 11 wins for Baltimore. 11 wins for Baltimore. 9-10 wins for Cincinnati. 7-8 wins, which would mean the first losing season for Mike Tomlin in his career. But if Mitchell Trubisky is not the answer, I don't think Kenny Pickett's it, and I definitely don't think Rudolph the Redneck Reindeer is. I definitely don't think he is. So if they don't get something out of Mitchell Trubisky that we have not seen yet, they're going to have Mike Tomlin's going to have his first losing season. Cleveland, again, without Deshaun, more than likely going to be without Baker Mayfield. 8 wins, about where they were this year. And then Cincinnati. So again, here's my order: Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. But I think everyone in the division has at least 8 or more wins. 8 or more wins, everybody in the AFC North. All right, AFC South, Tennessee's division, they were 12-5 last year. They were the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. Colts 9-8, Houston 4-10, 4-13, and Jaguars 3-14. Pretty much same thing. 12-13 wins for Tennessee, 9-10 wins for the Colts, 6-7 wins for the Texans, 2 or 3 wins for Jacksonville. 2 or 3 wins for Jacksonville. All right, AFC West. This is where it goes down. The West in both conferences is the strongest division for me. All right, Kansas City 12-5, Raiders 10-7, Chargers 9-8, Broncos 7-10. Kansas City 12 wins, Chargers 10-11 wins, Raiders 10-11 wins, Broncos 8-9 wins. So, again, 8 wins or better. 8 wins or better for everybody in that division. So that's what I got. Final 4 for me from the AFC: Bills, Ravens, Titans, KC. Talk your team Tuesday. All right, getting close to that time to wrap it up. Keith Hennig said the Browns are calling Tim Couch to save the day. It's going to be real interesting, especially if Roger Goodell does what I think he should do. It's going to be real interesting. Can't get out of here without talking about the Astros. They blew a 3-0 lead last night. The Astros normally don't do that, and ended up losing 5-3 to the Rangers. Gave up 5 unanswered runs, 3 of them in 1 inning. Relief pitching just absolutely let them down. In fact, Christian Javier did enough to win that game. The bullpen most definitely let them down. Game 2 in that series will be tonight, just after 7 o'clock. Jose Urquidy will be on the mound for the Stro. King. King Doc talk about go Rangers, please. If I'm not mistaken, the Rangers are in dead last in the it's either Rangers or Oakland is in dead last in the AL West. Let me look at the standings. Let me see. I ain't been watching them. Man, please. So the Rangers got the nerve to be in second place, but they're 7.5 back. That's it's still early. We haven't even hit the All-Star break. So Rangers 7.5 back, Angels 8.5 back, Mariners 10 back, and Athletics 16.5 back. Team up top, AL West, the Houston Astros. And I'm a big Dusty Baker fan. I'm a big Yordan Alvarez fan. And I got to tell you, a guy that I'm really, really, really loving more than I ever liked, Carlos Correa, is Jeremy Pena. I think that they chose absolutely right by letting Correa go. They made him an offer. He can't lie and say they didn't make him an offer, but they got the right guy in Jeremy Pena. And they got a guy who wants to be there. Is not running his mouth and talking a better game than he's playing. We haven't yet to see how he's going to do in the playoffs, but Correa would disappear in the playoffs at times that they need him the most. But I got to tell you, Yordan Alvarez is doing it with power, and he's doing it with average. So, I mean, Alvarez right now is really, really, really carrying this team. One thing I love about Dusty Baker and my colleague, Kim Y. Davis from Chalk Talk, she asked Dusty at the beginning of the season, what with the shortened start of the season, what do you expect is going to suffer? He said, we're going to focus on our pitching because the bats, sometimes take a little while to heat up. And sure enough, that's what you're seeing with some players. Altuve hadn't heated up all the way. Bregman hadn't gotten going all the way. Brantley is hitting pretty well. Alvarez is killing it. And Pena is right in that 270, 280 range. And then everybody else is just kind of filling in the gaps. Yuli Gurriel hadn't gotten hot yet or anything like that. So I got to tell you, man, I think these Astros are going to be just fine. Just fine. In fact, King Doc and I are on the same page, man. I dig Dusty Baker. I want Dusty to get him one before he gets out of here. So, all right, y'all, that's going to do it for me, man. Let me wrap this thing up. Again, Golden State, chance to get them another chip if they can win Game 6, Thursday night, 8 o'clock Central, live on ABC from Beantown. Again, if Boston is serious about it, then they're going to get the game that they need out of their guy, Jason Tatum. Again, Astros and Rangers tonight just after 7 o'clock. Jose Urquidy on the mound for the Stros. And then, as I said before, the attorney for the women says 2 more women are about to file civil lawsuits for sexual misconduct against the former quarterback for the Houston Texans. Preseason opening for the Texans is going to be August the 13th at home versus the Saints. Cowboys open their preseason August the 13th at Denver. That'll be at 8 o'clock. And then I got to give love to a young lady by the name of Mellody Hobson. Mellody Hobson will become the first Black woman to be a part owner of an NFL franchise by joining the Walmart Heirs team that made the record bid for the Denver Broncos, $4.65 billion. Mellody Hobson will be the first Black woman to be a part owner of an NFL franchise. I wanted diversity in the NFL ownership, and I didn't think it was going to come like that. I thought that we would have a majority owner that was a Black man or Black woman. It turns out Mellody Hobson will become the first Black woman to be a part owner of the team. So, and then I got to give love to Houston Gamblers. They got their second win of the season, and they handed the Birmingham Stallions their first loss of the season. We'll see if Houston can get their third win when they take on New Orleans Sunday at 7:30. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except meet me here tomorrow for Winning Wednesday. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Let me wrap up with our spot.
Hey, everybody. We have an announcement to make.
We sold out. We told you we were going to sell out, and you missed it. It's your fault. It's your fault.
We are officially sold out.
Sold out.
Sold out.
How long I been saying it? How long I been saying it? We finna sell out. We said, hey, I'm watching. It happened. We sold out.
It's Sybil Wilkes with What You Need to Know. Today is Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. Number 1. Monday was the second public hearing held by the House Select Committee to investigate the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. While not held during primetime television watching hours, as was the first hearing, the facts were no less interesting and the observations just as compelling. New details indicated how the big lie of election fraud was born, continued into election night and beyond. And that big lie grew bigger as Donald Trump used it to raise millions of dollars for what he called his election defense fund, which was not an election defense fund at all. Number 2, nearly a quarter of Americans surveyed in a new opinion poll identified plastic waste pollution as an issue that Congress must address in the next 2 years. A recent poll found that the figure marked a sharp increase from a similar poll taken in 2020, when just 16% of respondents considered plastic waste pollution a priority matter for lawmakers. Researchers from the University of Canterbury in New Zealand gathered samples of snow from 19 different sites in the Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica and discovered plastic particles in every one of them. Number 3. Federal health officials said Sunday that kid-sized doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccines appear to be safe and effective for those under the age of 5. The Food and Drug Administration posted its analysis of the Pfizer shot ahead of a Wednesday meeting where outside experts will vote on whether the shots are ready for the nation's 18 million babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. Children under the age of 5 are the only group not yet eligible for COVID-19 vaccination in the U.S. Late last week, the FDA posted a similar analysis of Moderna's shots for children under 6. Number 4. Thomas Coleman, a black man, was lynched on December 11, 1866 in Salt Lake City, Utah. He was left for dead in the area that is now the Utah Capitol. Within that same area, a mob lynched then dragged William Sam Joe Harvey through the streets in 1883. A community has gathered to remember Thomas Coleman and William Sam Joe Harvey in the places where they were killed. Led by the Equal Justice Initiative, the soil from these locations is housed at an exhibit at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Alabama, which showcases brutality against black people in America, including slavery and incarceration. Number 5. According to a University of Pennsylvania report, approximately 37% of Americans have advanced directives, which include living wills and power of attorney designations. These documents specify what and who should make medical decisions if you become seriously ill and unable to make those decisions for yourself. If you haven't made such arrangements, put it at the top of your to-do list. Find out more in today's What You Need to Know newsletter, brought to you by Texas CPA Katrina M. Kraft. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Be open to the divine order of life. Okay. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with our comedian extraordinaire, Damon Williams, and contributor, Cameron Riley, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and the American Heart Association. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed, be empowered.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.